Welcome in the ring, folks. Share the live and smash that emoji button. It's a privilege to be here with all of you this evening. Pace and power, boots on the ground. Winella Garnett is here. Natasha is here. Natasha Cummins. I see John Smith is here. I almost said John Jones. John Jones too. John Smith, John Jones, Beryl Crawford, Deborah Sorona Lynch. Good evening. Let us know if you hear us loud and clear. The internet is very slow today. I've been hearing a lot of people complaining that the internet is very slow. I see people complaining about audio as well. Let us know if you can hear us loud and clear. You know, the meter's saying yes, we're sending out audio, but let us know if you're hearing us loud and clear. Valerie, good to have you with us. And Angela Jordan, good to have you with us. We just got a signal here that the internet is fluctuating, and I saw Paul Slow and company on their broadcast too. They were talking the same thing, that the internet was giving them some trouble. Little boy, good to have you on the live with us. You know, I saw some folks in Linden were trying to do a live a few nights ago, and same thing. The internet, you know, you're writing Linden, you can't get internet from one street to the next. You know, the thing was buffering and cutting out and all that, so forgive us. If you're not seeing us too clearly tonight, we apologize, and we're happy for those who say that they can hear us loud and clear. Good to have all of you on the live tonight. I'm so thankful for my brother Travis Trace, who, as by now you all know, looked out for me yesterday. Looked out for me yesterday. He said he was calling me. I wasn't hearing. You know, he said, I don't hear. So I wanna thank him. And for being good company on the ground there amidst all that was happening. Yep, just so that you folks could get the valid and incredible information. You know, so many folks say they were concerned about us. Travis was shot in his leg with a pellet. And out when we were driving back to the city last night, he was trying to get some painkillers, you know. So I said, yeah, I said, anytime you see the pellets coming towards me, you just jump in the way. You know, that's what friends are for. That is what friends are for. Dennis Belgrave, good to have you on the live tonight. Crystal Bob Calvis. You know, don't let no pellets hit your friend. You don't take a pellet in your leg already. Might as well you just go full, and you see any pellet coming towards me, you just jump in the way. Feel free. I don't want to come against what the Lord is trying to do in anybody's life. Don't you ever do that either. You know, the Lord is working out something in somebody's life and you jumping in between that. No. Let Travis do what Travis got to do. Good to have all of you on the live tonight. Should we all have such a good friend? I know some of y'all jealous me, you know, because y'all don't have friends like that. And I pick my friends very carefully. You know, there's about 3 of them. It's me, myself, and then there's Travis. You know, some of y'all disrespectful. I see some of y'all saying, you won't even name it Sharon. You better don't name them Travis either. God damn it. Better don't name them Travis either. You know, y'all come on this program all the time. You know, you get a laugh at our expenses. You know, you cheat the doctor bill. You don't have to go and pay a doctor. All of your good night to all the folks watching us. You know, we keep you all healthy with the laughter here while trying to give some infotainment. And you all just leave us sometimes hanging. 1,500 of you on the live today. And sometimes you all just leave us like that. You know, so we invite you all to contribute to our broadcast. Please and thank you. Contribute to our broadcast and help to keep us going. I'm trying to do this on the fly. I don't always plan it. If you have MMG, we're gonna put that number up too. And we are gonna be grateful for all of your help. So it's 592-627-6963. Doing it on the fly. Forgive us. Forgive me. Doing it on the fly. Yeah. So you help us if you can. Let's get on with it. Welcome in the ring to each and every one of you. Happy that you folks could be here with us. Y'all know, I guess y'all are nice and disgusting, huh? You know, I guess y'all are nice. Yvette and Sonia, Magnell, Edward, and all the other folks, Penelope, good to have you on the live too. all the other folks joining us. Great to have you. I hope we kept you all informed yesterday. Travis had the hardest task, keeping me in line and focus, and then broadcasting for HDP TV Nightly News and his own Facebook page, ensuring that you all got the valid and credible information. And as well, you all know by now, I'm happy that you all could be here because it's just a couple places you could get that information. You got News Source, Travis Chase, you got Royce and Drakes, you got yours truly, and I think that's it. Prime News as well. I think that's it though. I think that's it. I saw a young lady conducting an interview last night outside of the Rhymeville police station. Travis was so scared. He already had to take care of me during the day. And then I was driving back. He said, "You just look the road. I can tell you what's happening." I can give you ball by ball commentary of this young lady trying to interview some folks outside there at the Rhymeville police station. I'll only say to her, keep at it. You'll get better over time. Keep at it. Practice. Good practice. Makes permanent. Just keep at it, and so on. And in time, take little coaching from Travis and Gordon and them, and in time, newsroom got one and two good people you could look at you. It's not everybody over there. One and two, right? You got Vashani. I think that's about it though. Editor-in-chief, what's the young lady name? Woo! I think that's it. Good night, folks. Welcome to our broadcast. Wherever you're joining us from, I trust that you guys have had a fantastic day. The day was off to a running start. You hit the ground running, folks. And you're now bringing up the flank. Good to have all of you with us. Wherever you all are joining us from, know that it's our privilege to be here with you all. And folks, this is season. Tis the season. The fight card set. Big money given away. 8 subjects and things, C-Sec and so on. Free of cost. Man, woman, and child. 8 subjects. A lot of things. A lot of things happening, folks. A lot of things happening. Some good, some horrific, some not so good. But we're following. We're following for good or bad. We in this now. As big people, we got to stick together. We in this now, folks. Us big people, we got to stick together. Ain't going to happen no other way. So much things to say right now. A lot happening. I hear them boys say we got a golden passport now. You all know that? So the passport, not as literally gold, but the value. The symbolic value. It says coveted. It's high income country now. Fastest growing economy in the world. Don't tell it to the Barbadians. You all know how he who shall not be named, who got the Corner Shop show tomorrow too, set us in a bad light with our Venezuelan brothers and sisters. We got to go and repair that now when we take office in a short while. Among the other things we got to clean up, we now got to take on. We did 5 years with so much repair. And now setback after setback after setback after setback after setback. So Robert Prasad, the Foreign Secretary, says that the Guyana passport is a golden passport. And if you could go and pawn it in Rob Street, it's a golden passport, symbolizing the country's growing global recognition and economic promise. This promise got to become potential. It got to become performance. This promise that is potential got to become performance. Can't be just promise. It's promise to some people, and some people are reaping the benefits already. Reaping the benefits already. It got to be for all of us. That's our hope. And we can make that a reality. It's not everybody getting through. It's some people. He was at the time, Brahma Prasad, that is, speaking in Toronto about a rapid development driven by oil, infrastructure, and industrial growth. Well, it's the oil pushing everything. The non-oil sector in this country is all but stagnated. The oil driving everything, upstream, downstream, middle stream, driving everything. And he said because of this now, Ghana has been elevated in its international stature. And yet, we say that we bad-mouthing countries like Barbados. Make it make sense. Make it make sense for us. So, I guess you ought to walk a little taller. I know if you go by the shop man and say, you know, we got golden passport now. All right, I can take X, Y, or Z against this passport. We got to make real the wealth of this country. Each of us got to feel it in our pockets, in our bank accounts. Gila Likaka was sung there. Mona Monroe, Deirdre, Tenagni, Kurt, Alexis. How was sung there? How we sung? Good evening to each and every one of you. Wherever you're joining us from. Thank you so much. Pace and power. Power and pace. Yep. Let's begin. The opener. The opener. Wherever you're joining us from. Welcome to our broadcast to each and every one of you. Good to have all of you on the live tonight. Good to have you all on the live. You know, we're going kitty cutter. Kitty. You all even know what I mean. Kitty cutter. When last you hear that? When last you heard that? That's how we're going. Kitty cutter. You see this government here? You see this government here? Look, they got some fellas. Let me give you all a proper intro to this. Right? Let me give you all a proper intro to this. Wicked. Stink. Dirty. This trench crab pool, this jagabat, this tadpoles, this cricketers, the jumbie board. Hybrid. They've been going after their critics, dissenting voices. Axe, Attorney at Law, Kurt De Silva, former legal counsel to GCOM. You ask him, dissenting voices. They don't want that. And Melissa Atwell is one of those voices. I like to listen to senior policeman Paul Slow and Clinton Conway on these matters. And they said recently, the government was deliberate in going after Atwell. Deliberate. Let's start there. Very deliberate in going after her. The opener, folks. Let us start there.
Retired Assistant Commissioner of Police Clinton Conway is of the view that the arrest of Melissa Atwell, called Melly Mel, was to silence her.
Just like how they want to silence those persons who are speaking out against the government. And the thing is that, you know, the government was actively involved. As you mentioned, they employ a lobbyist. Over 10 million Ghana dollars a month plus and counting.
He said that the government created the impression that Atwell had committed a credit card fraud.
But the American system is generally fair, you know, in certain respect. That persons will get a right to be heard. Perhaps they didn't realize that. They believe maybe if they get the lobbyists to make certain allegations, there's the end of Melly Mel.
He said that after the detention, the government was making arrangements to travel to the airport to collect her.
Put her in handcuff, wish her away, put her away to lockups, and then to court in handcuffs. You think there's a plans what they had? You know, so I'm happy that Melly Mel challenged it.
Retired Assistant Commissioner Paul Slow said that the government believes that it is the global police.
They like to put their foot in their mouth, you know. They argued some years ago when they sent them out to serve a summons on board in New York that they had authority, the man should have authority. And then it was sometime last year, I think late last year, when they opened the Maburuma Code. Nonetheless, they say Attorney General made big statement, I have it somewhere, that the courts in Guyana are territorial. That is what they use. Territorial mean they only have power in Guyana. But a short time before that, He claimed that they get power to serve summons in to issue summons to people outside of Ghana.
He said that he isn't always in favor with what Atwell said and the language she uses.
I am more interested in the substance, the corruption that is pointed out. They are interested in the corruption. And as far as I'm aware, now that Melly Mel went through there, and even the U.S. authorities admitted in court last Friday that she has no criminal record. She's not a flight risk and all that. She has no criminal record. The only crime that she committed, according to them, is exposing corruption. That's the only crime. All the corruption that she exposing.
You heard it there, folks. And just today, I saw more information coming to the fore on Melly Mel's page, Melissa Atwell. More information, folks, bursting out. There's a lot happening. A lot happening. Quite a few things happening. Let's take you back to Linden yesterday and some of what took place there. You know, by way of an update, I heard that the bridge is now reopened. This is the Mackenzie Wisma Bridge. Wisma has decided Irfan refused to go vote. He stayed at Wutuka House to meet with family and relatives, members of the community in Linden. He wasn't brave and bad enough. You know, it's all like yesterday I wanted Irfan to head over to Wisma to bar up. You know, he tries to be a bully with his bombast. You know? If you don't want shaky hand, but he want shaky hand, he can pick it up and shake it, you know. Invade your personal space and all of that. Invade your personal space and all of that. Well, you all know how the process in Linden started. Ronaldo Peters, he was shot and killed 2 nights ago in Half Mile at Shabba Bar. And that incensed Lindeners, as it was an ununiformed policeman that carried out this dastardly act. And then the police story has kept changing and changing and changing and changing all the time. And people are seeing through it. Beatrice, Amrita, Yvette, Vanetta, Leslie, people are seeing through it, Harold. You see, when you start lying, you got to keep lying all the time. That's the challenge a lot of people got. Is the ability to keep on lying. They can't do it. They can't do it. So somewhat we're catching up on. The government says that they're committed to doing an independent investigation. They want to bring the RAS people. That's what it's called. Them. Make sure I'm correct. The RSS or RASS. We just call them the RAS people. Nonetheless, they want to bring them. Well, folks, we got too much experience with the RAS people. We got too much experience with the RAS people. Too experienced to be taken for a stroll. Too experienced for someone to rock and roll. Don't do it. It's not the same people here for the Henry Boys. It's not the same folks who are here for paper shirts. Huh? I think we ought to use somebody else. Please and thank you. We ought to use somebody else. So it was the killing of Ronaldo Peters, right? And then the killing of Keon. Fortunately, I see people give his name as, and then Dan Johnson. Incensed Lindeners. Wasn't nothing political. The response of the Lindeners was not anything political. Irfan, Jagdio, and the rest didn't have anything to do with that. Just in case you missed some of the events yesterday, take a look.
Protests erupted in Wisma over the shooting death of 21-year-old Ronaldo Peters yesterday. Peters was said to have been wanted for a rape committed earlier this year. The police alleged that he was pursued by a police sergeant in plainclothes and dragged off a fence that he was attempting to scale. In the process, the youth was shot. The sergeant claimed that the shooting was accidental.
You come and shoot me on the bridge last time. Once you see this, you watch he gun and you watch he go. Kendall, you don't pay 3 weeks and he done more than now. You tell me you say you gonna hit the man by mistake. When you don't shoot a man, you hold a man and drag him. You don't even carry the hospital. You carry the vehicle and everybody reach hospital, you reach like that.
That was a Verismo resident recalling the shooting.
This man hold this man and shoot it just so. So we need justice. When they say if we get justice, Linden gonna be on fire all the time. So we need justice for it.
Why we can't see something with Kendall? Why we can't see something with Kendall on TV or on Facebook? Just like when they catch these otherwise people in the streets with a gun or with a little weed or something illegal.
Video evidence suggests that the incident wasn't as the police stated. The protesters set fires in the street. The situation escalated when the police arrived. The protesters hurled missiles at them. It wasn't long before the police opened fire. President Irfan Ali later said that he had spoken with police commissioner.
And the commissioner has assured me that, one, all the legal steps in dealing with this matter will and must be followed. The police was under arrest. The Office of Professional Responsibility is undertaking their investigation. And I've asked him whatever external support, if any, is needed, that those external support be sought to ensure that all parties, all stakeholders are comfortable with the outcome of the investigation and the process of investigation.
Opposition leader Aubrey Norton saw this as another extrajudicial killing.
Demand an independent investigation, since the Ghana Police Force is compromised and cannot be trusted to investigate itself. Let us also recall that an international inquiry found the Ghana Police Force culpable of extrajudicially killing 3 innocent Lindeners. The regime has politicized and weaponized the Ghana Police Force to the point where some policemen have concluded that they can kill young Guyanese men who are vulnerable and poor and then be protected by the Alija de Cabal.
And during the protest, another youth was shot and killed by the police. He was identified as someone named Dan.
Yeah, some of what happened there yesterday, folks, that place was a war zone. I don't want to see what Gaza and Ukraine looks like. I saw missiles, bricks and stones raining down from the sky. Police pelting back and firing tear gas and shooting pellets and live rounds as well. It was as real as it gets. I've been in a few protests before, but I haven't seen anything like that in a very, 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 very extraordinarily very long time. Bigly. Haven't seen anything like that in a long time. At all. And folks, today, we saw making the rounds some video evidence that suggests that this young man, Ronaldo Peters, was not killed on the spot there, that he was still alive when he was placed at the back of this vehicle. That's part of what we saw on social media today. Again, contradicting some of what the police were saying, that he was not killed at the scene, but somewhere between there and the hospital, he was unalived. Somewhere between there and the hospital. Now, as I said when we started, I like listening to retired Assistant Commissioner of Police Paul Slow and Clinton Conway, because they know these issues as former senior policemen like the back of their hands. That's how they know these issues and have an appreciation for it. So when they start speaking on these policing matters, I sit up and take notice. And one of the things that I heard Clinton Conway said just today is that there's a whole SOP And when an officer should discharge his firearm. And I thought it was tremendously instructive. When you should open fire, when you should draw a weapon. Take a look at some of what Clinton Conway says, retired assistant commissioner of police.
You read the definition for wanted man. It is so much of lies that start with the basis of lying. And when they started being, they gotta tell more lies to cover up those lies. It was, for me, it was cold-blooded murder. Not nothing but cold-blooded murder. And I want to go back and read, just bear me, when you may fire. And here's it, when you may fire, Police Act number was 33 of 69. When you are attacked and you apprehend serious danger to your person and are unable to defend yourself by any other means, when the property you are ordered to defend is attacked and you are unable to safeguard it by any other means, when an attack is made to rescue persons in lawful custody, when anyone is found committing or about to commit any felony, burglary, shopkeeping, shop breaking, house breaking, arson, or larceny, and do not desist after warning and cannot be deterred or arrested by any other means, to prevent a police station or police post from being run when so ordered by a superior in rank. These are the guiding principles when you must use your firearms, when you must shoot. In our days, you used to get it in your pocketbook, and when you're going to uplift a firearm, you have to read it. And there's an entry in the diary, Force Order number 33 of 69. When you may fire, read and explain to the person, and he said that he understands the nature of the document and he got signed to it. So you put him on his guard, you can't go there and do nonsense. These are the reasons when you may fire. When you may fire, these are the reasons. And then another thing in terms of the use of firearm is about the thing, well, Paul, you were exporting that. But in terms of the use of firearm, he said the use of firearm must be resorted to only when other means are found ineffective to deal with the situation. The degree of fire use should not be more than necessary to deal effectively with the situation. Whenever possible, warning must be given before use of firearm. When it has been decided to open fire, it must be borne in mind that the course of action should be preventative and not punitive. If it becomes necessary to open fire, such firearm will be directed at the target and not over his head. And care must be taken to ensure, as far as possible, that innocent persons are not hit. Fire must cease immediately after the desired effect has been accomplished. Firearm will not be discharged on a fugitive offender. Those are the guidelines, the principles in relation to your use of firearm, when you may fire, and the principles. What the sergeant did there, when I look at it, there was nothing there that could justify the use of the firearm. And they lied so much, put a man in a bus, and then they gone their own way. Persons who were there reached the hospital long before them. It's a shocking case. And there's a sergeant jumping out of a minibus and running being somebody, and then in no time he's shot and he's dragged away, dashing to a minibus, and then dumped in a hospital. It's anyway. We'll do more in terms of when you may fire and the use of firearm as we discuss the incident at Linden.
Yeah, that's some of what Clinton Conway said, clearly outlined what the law says about the use of firepower like that, under what circumstances, And we ought to bear that in mind. Wherever you're joining us from, thanks for joining us tonight. Share the live and smash that emoji. But, part of what we learned yesterday on the ground from the stepfather of the deceased, Ronaldo Peters, is that Ronaldo's mother was largely pregnant. And when she learned that he was shot and killed, that lady went into labor one time. We went up with his stepdad in Half Mile yesterday. Take a look at somebody told us. Forgive us, the audio is a little choppy. Bear with us. Bear with us. You might have to turn up a little more than usual, but bear with us. Somebody said.
The father of Ronaldo Peters was shot by police yesterday. What's your name, please, sir, if you can?
Kino Glasgow.
Sorry? Kino Glasgow. Mr. Glasgow, what you learned yesterday?
Well, as a small business, 140. And I had this same bike. And they were in the planting, and I did burn it. If I don't know, right? It's only 4 right? As I don't know, 70. Right? When she was 40, she just allowed them. So I feel not with like I said, shoot. I said, man, not I want to he said, and I said, want to post
Let me ask you this. What's the CCTV? I saw when the bus pulled up, your stepson attempted to flee. I mean, he couldn't have gone further in that particular yard, right? Is he known to the officer who shot and killed his stepson?
The man called 17. Do
you know of any other application between you?
Anybody annotate, man, anyone we can get down. The mouse on my tongue, drop down, get down in police.
Did you look at the CCTV footage? You saw the footage? You saw the footage when the bus pulled up and all that, right?
No.
Good. Okay. So, what do you think the officers should have done?
You can learn a lot.
How many shots you got, you know? You don't know. What do you like out of this entire situation? I know what you're going to say, but just I'd like to hear from you.
And we can use police to give one. Here. He sees it, knows this building. He sees it, knows it. You know why they have consciousness today. We got the man 4 times today. I'm supposed to phone for the today. And we got the man today.
I don't do it. You can't go on a 4th person.
Listen, man.
You know,
as a small businessman, we work for yesterday today. That's it. When you want to start yesterday, kind of.
Has the family met with any official and commissioner of police and vice president?
Well, starting to work with family when this man, all the children. So they go check the way that's done. If you want a person to sit down, you can never really left hand. We're going to say she shekels in his bag, but the goes back down.
Yes, any children?
You want child? Something. Yeah.
What work he does?
The man up on the road, say road, the man paint talking to the man.
Yes, but you heard, and you must have heard that the police said that he was wanted for rape. Is that true?
We know that. If you wanted for rape, his stepson is right through crowd, anytime, road block, hey, night, anywhere. What do we can't take oil? Why do we can't put it out? I never heard it yet.
So you think it's a fabricated story?
Yeah. His stepson is no rape, man. I never heard it yet. I never heard that. The man's right anywhere, the man's right anywhere.
But he's also well known to the police.
This is positive, he's positive, he's positive. Yeah. That's it, confirm.
kill you.
Thank you.
They're coming with a motive. Don't give them a thing.
Yeah, you heard what the father said there, the stepdad. of Ronaldo Peters. He said he didn't know, didn't hear anything about the rape. His son goes and comes to and from Linden. You know, never heard about this alleged rape that some folks are mentioning. Never heard about that. But you know what's equally interesting? As we said, Paul Slow today walked through some of what should have occurred on the ground to prevent what we saw yesterday. Preventative measures that should have been taken from that situation escalating yesterday in the way that it should. It is so instructive. And that is why I said to you, when Paul Slow and Clinton Conway start speaking, I got my notebook as a student, making notes. It was tremendously instructive. Some of what he said today should have occurred on the ground, but did not. What's happening in the Ghana police force? It begs the question. Same question we got for GCOM around the corner. What's happening with GCOM? Have we lost it in this country? Is anything functioning? Retired Assistant Commissioner of Police, Paul Slow. Take a look.
Killing, we were talking about what happened in 2012, where these 3 men were killed. The current commissioner was the commander. There was an inquiry into that, a commission of inquiry. And I think the results weren't as satisfactory as they should have been, because people went to that inquiry and lied, and nothing happened to them. Nothing happened to them. It's sad to know that something again like this can happen in the same town of Linden. The police shot and killed this man Monday night. From what we have said, it could not justify shooting and killing this man under those circumstances, even though they wanted to paint a picture that this man was a wanted man. A wanted man. Being wanted by the police for questioning the matter and being a wanted man, which suggests that the man was a fugitive, is totally different, because he was there in the community all along. He doesn't appear he was making any attempt to escape the police, and by the police own action. Because based on what they said, they never went looking for him. They called his aunt and said, look, bring him in. And then they told him, let this man come in. So it could not have been a case where they were that anxious to get him. So to come out with this statement that he's a wanted man, the headline, I wasn't really upset with the thing. Linden wanted man fatally shot by cop. That is what Starbrook News carried yesterday. That is what they carried yesterday. So let me tell you now, as I've said, the corporate communication unit, this propaganda unit from the Ghana Police Force, I think it's time that they give an old revamp. They have lost all credibility. They come out with these lies, things that are easily proven to be lies. And I believe it's because you have people there who are civilians, at least the head, Mark Ramatar is a civilian, don't understand these things, never train how to deal with matters like these. So they run out with a release, and then the thing trying to justify, say, that's what they pass on. Yeah, that's what the people on the ground might have passed on to them, but you have got to verify certain things before you release it as public statement, as your official public statement. You have got to verify these things. You can't come and the police tell you that, and you jump with it, and then video surface shortly after, which totally contradicts what you're saying. Totally contradicts your release. No credibility. No credibility. So it's time that there's a revamp of this old corporate communication unit. So if it is that you're telling me that you want to rebuild your image, the corporate communication, the corporate propaganda unit is not contributing to that rebuilding of the image, because they have totally lost credibility. No one believes what they say. And the problem with that is because you tell so much lie, even when you tell the truth, people are going to doubt you. Even when you speak the truth, people are going to doubt what you are saying. So it is time that do away with the people who are there. So you had the shooting Monday night. I saw the Commander Assistant Commissioner Simon came out. He interacted with the people there. Excellent. He came out and he interacted with the people, trying to calm them, trying to let them know that the matter is going to be thoroughly investigated. Yes, he came out, and that is what was required of the commander. Told them that the Sergeant Kendall is under close arrest, even though they're misusing this term, close arrest. There's no provision in law for a policeman to be placed under close arrest in an homicide investigation. He should be arrested properly. So the commander came out the night, interacted with the people who were there. They were quite justifiably upset. They were angry. A youth in the area, Sabatu said 26 years old, I think, and they say now the man was 21, that's what has been said, 21 years old, shot and killed by the police in circumstances that could not be justified. To aggravate the situation, the police issued a very mendacious release the night to say basically that the accident thing where they talk about, I can't believe that, but the police were dressed in uniform. They were all dressed. That was not the case. And it has been alleged that they were at some place drinking and they borrowed the owner's minibus. This let them minibus to go. They must have gotten word that this boy is there. Let me explain to you further what should have happened in night. Because once this shooting took place Monday night, any intelligent person could have anticipated that you're likely to get unrest the following day. You're likely to get people come out and demonstrate the following day. So there were certain actions that should have been taken the very night. And this action, I'm not talking only at the divisional level, but at the force administration level. Because once this incident was reported to the force administration, as it would have, because that's the only way they could have issued a release, right? There are certain things that you have to do. As I said, the commander the night came out, he interacted with people, which is good, right? There should have been an emergency meeting of the officers within the division and with the involvement of people at headquarters. Because in anticipation of unrest, you can't wait and be reactive. You have got to be proactive. You have got to be proactive. You have got to prepare some order as to how you're going to deal this thing the next day, right? The investigation, let me say, first of all, you would have had to mobilize resources. Remember, you're anticipating this, the man shot and killed. People are worked up since the night. You have to anticipate that you're going to get problems the next day. People are going to come out. They're going to demonstrate. You have to anticipate they're going to block the road. All of these things you have to anticipate. Any sensible commander, commissioner, that is what they would have done. And it would appear that was not done. Get a meeting, plan, prepare an order as to how you're going to deal with any eventuality the following day. You have to mobilize your resources. So therefore, things like off duty and all of those things would have been canceled. You might want to get assistance from town. Overnight, all of these things should have been put in place. The investigation should have been started the very Monday night. The very Monday night, you're going to start the investigation where you are going to, because remember, you're about witnesses, the people who are there. Go the very night and try to get statements from them, at least get the names, who there, who saw what transpired. But I heard yesterday now, the superintendent there telling them the people from the town now come up and do the investigation and all of that. Rubbish. That ought to be started the very night. Get people to go there in the very night and start the investigation. They did not do that.
That's some of what Paul Slow said there. Very, very instructive of what should have obtained before a situation like that even was allowed to happen. So it would appear the Guyana police force very, very complicit there. Very, very complicit. We know some of you are going to be rushing off to some other places, rushing home, rushing to work, perhaps in between, rushing to other programs as well. Let's pull it together for you folks and show you a couple other things that we're tracking. This horrific shooting of this young woman, Marissa Skeet, is one of those things. 30 years old from Parfait Harmony, shot to death last evening by her paramour, one Gali Khan, businessman said to be the proprietor of a security firm, shot to death at her Parfait Harmony home. Skeet's mother related that she didn't want her daughter getting mixed up back with this fella, and that he came over for them to talk, and she didn't want her to talk to him. You know, they're big people, the mother said. And so when he came into the house, the mother retreated to another part of the home to give them privacy to talk. And while she was at the back of the home or wherever she was, she said she heard this explosion as she related it. And then when she rushed to the front of the house, she saw her daughter slumped over and bleeding, unresponsive. And the report says that she held on to this fella, this convicted U.S. felon, this U.S. convict. He held on to him, he said, but he pushed her away, went behind the door, and she heard another explosion. And then when she got there, she saw him bleeding behind the door. Both of them were rushed to the hospital. And her daughter, young woman, a staff of the Ministry of Youth, Sports and Culture, pronounced dead. Some of what transpired, our thoughts and prayers with this family. Our thoughts and prayers are with them. Convicted drug trafficker Gali Khan. They'd broken off this relationship they had for 2 years, and she wanted to go in her own direction, and he wanting them to talk. So that's some of what transpired over the course of the last 72 hours. And as we're coming on, we heard that there was a shooting at the BV police station. This is a Bedford police station. One officer accidentally shot another. Accidentally shot another. Believe it or not, folks, what is called this? The Wild Wild West. The Wild Wild West. We're getting some more information on that. And speeding along. But two more I want to touch before we head off. Man drowned at Crabwood Creek. Every day, carnage on our roads and waterways. 30-year-old Bador Totaram. You all are hearing us? Please let us know if y'all got our audio clearly. 30-year-old Bador Totaram drowned yesterday, I think it was. They're now reporting on this. Collapsed in the canal. Sideline Dam, Crabwood Creek quarantine. Transitioned his life. And he was recovered around 7:30 a.m. Today. It's today. How am I feeling? Today is Thursday. Today. Bador Totaram. And while we run that, my God, we heard of this robbery at this Chinese supermarket in Hatfield Street. We were on our way down from Linden last evening when we heard about this robbery and that Mr. Muhammad was taken into police custody at Ramville Police Station. And here is the grandmother, I think, of the young man, regretting that he chose this life. If only he had listened, she said. Some of us don't like listening. If only he had listened, she said. 17 years old. 17. Where did we go wrong as a society? This family we call Guyana is a small country. Where did we go wrong? 17, and he turned to a life of crime. In his own deliberate judgment, he said, I'm going to rob. Himself and another colleague met their demise. He going to rob the Chinese supermarket. His grandmother said, warned him many times. Warned him many times. If only he had listened to her. If only indeed. If only. And finally, folks, we're following this stuff happening at GCOM. We're following still this situation at GCOM. They came out today again to clarify the dismissal of the legal officer, GCOM's counsel, Attorney at Law Kurt De Silva. And again, they button down, saying it's the things he talked in the court the other day about residency and the need to verify and all of that. They say he didn't pass it by the commission. He veered off. Folks, this is dangerous territory. This is dangerous territory because commissioners at GCOM are saying that he made his report at GCOM and nobody objected to it. He provided his legal opinion to GCOM before, and nobody objected to it. And suddenly the chairwoman, suddenly the CEO, saying something totally different now. But I know all right thinking Guyanese understand. All right thinking Guyanese understand that GCOM wants a particular outcome. And we discussed this in depth this morning. They don't want you to get in an election, in the eye of an election, and then the council for GCOM giving contrary opinions. They don't want that. They want to give him the opinions that he must profit to them. So the whole thing already rigged. And I hope our international stakeholders, I hope the ABCEU countries are taking note, because this here, folks, is a very, very seminal moment in the 2025 election cycle. A very, very seminal moment. Very seminal moment. So let us leave it there for now. Let us leave it there for now. But before you go, before you all run out, don't have it queued up quite yet, but I could walk you through it. There's a fundraising activity that's coming up at the PNCR for Easter Monday. You can take your family down to the kite flying. It's a small cost attached. It's a fundraiser. At a small fee to go and have some fun with some company and your kids and your spouse, your hubby, whoever it is, down there at the PNC. Let me make sure I give you. Easter Monday is a barbecue, lime and fun day. Tickets cost $2,000. You can bring the entire family. There's an Easter egg hunt and kite flying competition. They say they have other attractions. They got a one voice song. They are presenting the music, the musical interlude, one voice songs, and it all goes down at Congress Place. An Easter barbecue, lime and fun day. And it's a fundraiser for the People's National Congress Reform. Tickets cost $2,000. I think the barbecue is inclusive in that. Yet entry is free. Entry is free. This is the cost of tickets for the barbecue. So go on down. Come out your house Easter Monday, man. It's not just work and politics at home. You know, let your hair down a little bit. Wear a little fancy dandan. And who knows, we see each other there. You know, flying the kites with the kids. Pace and power. Folks, let us leave it there. Share the live. Smash the emoji button for us. Folks, let us know how you're receiving us. If you find any value in the program, do that for us. And we're going to see you guys on the other side of the night. Folks, take good care and have a fantastic rest of the evening. Stay safe. Stay safe. And we're out. Stay safe.